Hello, everyone. Today is Thursday, February 8th, 2024, at 9:29 p.m. at night. Excuse me. I'm sorry, I just had to yawn. I didn't have to a few seconds ago, but um, I've been sleep deprived and tired all day long. And people have no idea how hard I'm going to have it um, for the next several days. So I'm disappointed and upset because I don't even know if they did that on purpose or it was a coincidence that the day before yesterday, when I got hired for the job, this job right here, when I got hired, right after I came from you know, filling out the application and everything. Excuse me. The moment I tried to go do much needed laundry, and all of a sudden none of the washers and dryers work, and they closed and locked the door. And I don't even know if that was done intentionally and part of the gang stalking, or or if it was just a damn coincidence. You know, so I can't even get my clothes washed. And so my socks, um, my actual socks, I can't even. They're I put them with the dirty clothes, you know, thinking I was gonna get clothes washed, and everything was working fine over the weekend and stuff. And for me to be homeless on the streets and days of sleep deprived, I needed to get a few days of rest, and I needed to for my body and my mind to recover. You know, so and I did not foresee or I didn't know that that was gonna happen with the washing the clothes and everything. But you know, Friday I came here, and then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and everything. You know, I was trying to rest and still haven't been sleeping too great at night. You know, um last night before 1 o'clock in the morning, I don't recall having any sleep, but I think I woke up at almost 9 o'clock this morning, and my sleep was spotty, and I was extremely tired, and I felt tired and sleep deprived all day. And so I mean, it's Mardi Gras, and hotels are actually like doubling their prices. You know, so certain hotels that would have been like $89 or something tonight, well, for the weekend, they would be like 200 for one night, and then having like no luck with getting you know any hotel room because they're all booked. This is like a nightmare. And then, um, how, I mean, so I'm, I got the uniform shirt, and thankfully, and come to find out, it's a white button down blouse, and I'm glad I don't have to wear the red shirt, you know. So I guess it depends on your position of if you of the job. If you wear like a if you're like one of the line cooks or chef, or if you're one of the cooks or whatever, I guess you wear all black. But then my position and certain other co-workers wear like a white blouse and black pants, shoes, whatever. But then most of the co-workers um have to wear a red polo shirt. So yeah, I was sent to work with a white blouse, and with me being homeless or whatever, and having like after I get off from work tomorrow, um I really won't have anywhere to go. And then I'm in a different area. I'm not in Gretna. So by the time I get off from work, you know, the buses, um, I won't be able to have a way to get over there, and then be, you know, I mean, I don't know. I'm just really scared. And then like having no I mean, and I mean, I don't know if Monday, but definitely Tuesday, and Sunday. I don't know about Wednesday, with Wednesday being Ash Wednesday, the day after Mardi Gras. What days a lot of the businesses in the library or whatever would close. I wouldn't have a way to keep my phone charged or charge my phone. And between Saturday and Monday, it's supposed to rain, and I would get rained on, and I have nowhere to go. And then after Monday, it's supposed to get really cold. And how am I supposed to maintain this with the job that I just started? And then, they expect for you to remain clean, you know, every day. I mean, because if you're working with dishes and food and everything, I don't know. I mean, this is really scary. But I mean, this hotel, um, I'm sorry about that. This hotel, this hotel, I'm, was trying to get help with another week. And as I said, certain other hotels, they're booked and they're charging like 500, and I need help with a way to stay off the streets. And I mean, I just started work today, and and you know, I don't even know exactly when I would get my first paycheck. So, excuse me. It's really scary um what I'm going through. So, I mean, I'm going to have to since I have to be back on the streets, um it's I mean, certain things like the extra leftover plastic silverware and plastic cups and stuff that I bought, um, you know, I don't even know if anybody will accept since they're opened. If people won't accept them, I might have to throw them away, and I can't carry them with me. And certain other items that it doesn't look like I could carry with me. And then I would have like no place where I can use the bathroom and no privacy. And the risk of getting in trouble, if I have no private spot where I can go pee at or no place I can sleep at overnight, and no place to take a shower to keep clean, or can't get laundry done in order to have clean clothes. And so I mean, with the silverware roller job, um, it wasn't too bad. I mean, it wasn't bad at all, But at first, excuse me, when I very first started today, I had a little bit of slight discouragement and a little bit of upset and whatever. But it was my first day, and eventually, um, they had told me that I did like a very, very good job, and they were impressed at saying that I folded the silverware and the napkins or whatever so neat or whatever. But the guy who the manager told to train me, that man was throwing up like satanic hand signs, like the devil horns and 666. And I'm like, damn, you know. But I met the general manager, and he was nice at first, but then was a him and the other manager at different points. They were a tad bit mildly rude. You know, just a little bit, not bad enough to where, you know. But I'm scheduled to have to work tomorrow, and like I would be like after work, and the buses quit running. I would either like be in the middle of nowhere or have to take a super long ass walk, you know, to get somewhere. So I'm yeah, because like the guy who trained me to how to showed me how to do the job. He had the one who threw up the satanic hand signs. He had you know, kind of got on my case really heavy and made me feel discouraged for a brief moment when I first started. He mentioned that people would he's like, you know what people do, you know how people are. Um and he said, oh, if you fold it and it's still a little bit wrinkled, then people are not gonna want to pick that pack of silverware, you know, that they would throw it to the side if it doesn't look, neat enough or perfect enough. And I'm like, well, I guess it seems like everybody else must be more OCD than me then. And then he's like, well, that's human nature. We all got a bit of, everybody got a bit of OCD in them, to a certain extent, you know. But it seemed like I had to wait at least 30 minutes to for them to get my shirt. And then I came in, like, I think it was 3 minutes before time to start the shift. But then I had to wait at least a half hour to get the shirt. And so I started about 30 minutes later than, scheduled. And I had my earbuds in to block out, the loud music or whatever. And the manager got on my case about, having my earbuds. And I felt, kind of upset and discouraged for a bit. But then afterwards, he had, I told him, about my hypersensitive ear condition. And he said, okay. But, I had some quiet moments, but I had some moments where I felt kind of, you know, I don't know how to say it, like maybe frustrated or irritable or, couldn't handle the loud noises, you know, in the back, you know, with people, clacking and clanging dishes or whatever, you know. And it's like I couldn't even have my earbuds. And I can't even work around noise. But thankfully I was away from the music. Um I was working in the back away from all that music and everything. But at that restaurant the music is not as loud as certain other restaurants and retail stores and grocery stores or whatever, you know. But I think that if I could have got to be able to have my MP3 player and earbuds, it probably could have helped me, you know, feel more at ease and feel more calm. And I wouldn't have had to feel tortured with the noise, with the loud noise, you know. But it seemed like a very laid back, easy job that, I wouldn't want like a career or to do something long term, like for the rest of my life or anything. But it's what I can get my hands on for now. And that job where they harassed me and falsely accused me of having jeggings, um, I don't know how consistent or inconsistent that job would have been, but that job paid more. They're supposed to pay more than this job right here. But I guess in the work world, it seemed like as if, you know, people are having to deal with working jobs that pay less, you know, in order to deal with more respect or whatever. And it's like that job that pays like a few dollars more or $1 more per hour or something. Um, that job with the jeggings thing, that manager, I already knew he was gonna be a problem. I already knew that he's, toxic. You know, so I mean, I really hated. But it seemed like yeah. I mean, I probably would have been paid like $1 more per hour than this job right here. And the other job that it was like a sales job, you know, but due to me being homeless and having nowhere, um, well, first of all, with certain sales jobs or whatever, they lie and say that you don't have to have experience, and then you go to the interview, and then they refuse to hire you because you don't have experience, even after they said no experience necessary. So I would have hated to go through that again. They did that to me in Pensacola and here in New Orleans metro area before. But I mean, it's like, well, why y'all advertise no experience necessary and then refuse to hire me because I don't have experience? So, but I mean, I got a couple of little donations today, a little bit of help, you know, but I was, trying to get help with enough to be able to get to stay off the streets. I mean, I don't even know what would happen if, after a few days, if I'm on the streets and if I got to come to work smelling like pee, you know, or any other kind of or days worth of accumulated body odor or something, and they turn me away and tell me that it's unacceptable. You know, but it's really hard. Um, you know, but I mean, I guess the my day at work. I mean, in the beginning, it was like very mildly discouraged. I was mildly discouraged at the beginning, but then afterwards, I turned out all right. You know, and I'm glad that some of the coworkers seem like they're nice. But one of the younger guy that was washing all the dishes, um, I don't know how old he was, but he looked like he was in his late teens or early 20s, and he kept giving me mean looks. Like, well, at first he asked me, you know, if I'm new here. I said, yeah. I think he asked me if it was my first day or something. And then after a while, he kept giving me mean looks, and then for no reason at all. And I was just waiting on more silverware. I kept running out. And the older man, the one who was trained me, he was giving me like a little bit at a time. But then at one point, I asked the boy if if there was any more silverware, and he ignored me for a while, but eventually he sent me in some silverware to roll up in the napkins. Oh, excuse me. And then I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to but then um I overheard now the older man who trained me, he addressed me as woman or a lady or something, you know. But the young boy, I overheard him mention me as, girl instead of woman or lady or whatever, you know. So, and I'm like, well, he addressing me as girl. I mean, does he have no idea that I'm 40 years old and old enough to be his mother? You know, but even at the Sky Zone job, I had to deal with bossy, narcissistic coworkers, that's young enough to be my child. You know, so I took a selfie picture. Um, well, I hate to even call it selfie, but I decided against publicizing it because of the online perps. That's, I mean, I figure that, because they'll be gossiping, and, if they're mad because they can't find out where I would be working at, or where I started working at, they would gossip and lie and say that, and even lie to fellow TIs and say that, or Candy lied about getting this new job and she's delusional, this, that, whatever, But, you know, and they will try to seek out ways to try to get me fired from the job. And then, you know, so, I decided to keep the picture to myself. I decided against, publicizing the picture to show proof, that I did, get hired for the job. But, you know, um, and the pay is supposed to be like every 2 weeks, not every week. But I don't know if I would get paid next week, the week after, or the week after that. Because if it might take 3 weeks to get the first paycheck, I don't even know. But until then, you know, even if I had to go check out of here and have no money, little to no money, it would have cost that less if people could have helped me for, pitched in and helped me for 500 for 1 week, for another week, rather than, you know, if the rooms are like 200 a night because it's Mardi Gras, and then me not have, I mean, and me losing my spot here. Me losing my spot here, but by 11 o'clock, I mean, by 11 o'clock, I have to check out of here and be back on the streets with, you know, and I mean, if I have to go to a different hotel, that would be like, as I said, one hotel told me $199 for one night plus $50 incidentals fee or security deposit or whatever for one night. That would have been like 250 for one night, but I'm trying to get help with you know 500 for a whole week. And it's like I got you know as I said, I was trying to get like 450 more dollars, and the online perps are glad that I'm not getting help or that they sabotage me trying to get help. And they're vibrating my body right now. But I definitely need to trim my nails. And like I've been too depressed, like suffering depression, you know, and had like a hectic week this week. And I've been suffering depression due to the targeting and homelessness. Um, so I mean, I don't even know if there's a likelihood of trying to if I were to end up with the I mean, I'm scared to even try caregiving because um if I were to try to be a caregiver, then the gang stalking network people, whether online or in person, would make false accusations of, you know, elder abuse, child abuse, animal abuse, or any other kind of disabled person's abuse. You know, so like I'm scared to even take that risk. And I mean, I've applied for even a few caregiving positions, but haven't had any luck. But I mean, if I were to have like a overnight caregiver position or like a live-in caregiver, um, in addition to this restaurant job that I have, then you know, that could be a nice, great help. But you know, I mean, even if for somebody to just make up shit and straight up lie on you and say that you committed, animal abuse, child abuse, or that you did something to someone when you didn't, and be falsely accused and, you know, out of nowhere for no reason at all. Like the online stalkers, not in person, but online stalkers, you know, falsely accused me of elderly abuse because Miss Brenda from the job in 2021, um you know, when she interrupted me about something, and I was like, hold up, or whatever. I don't remember exactly what, but the online perps falsely accused me of elder abuse. And then sometime afterwards, Miss Brenda turned out to be a perp. And she's the type of person that, you know, would have been gullible enough to just do whatever she's told and perform whatever ritual, and bam, you a perp now. But she didn't start off acting like a perp. But Miss Brenda was always, invading my space and coughing on me and everything. You know. So and then it was the last straw when, when Miss Brenda and Mr. John and them, workplace mobbed me, and a few, and that other lady, a black lady, I can't remember her name, and a few other people, uh, excuse me, when they workplace mobbed me off that temp service job, and Miss Brenda, you know, try to get smart ass with me and try to threaten me, you know, and um, so then that was the last straw, and then I quit. And then, with the temp service job, when I contacted them, at first I kept on documenting and telling them, about, being ganged up on and workplace mobbed or whatever by that perp John, who had the Ford Escape and one headlight or whatever, you know, and so, and then, you know, when you got to deal with like the bossy coworkers that try to talk and act like they think they're your supervisor, even the ones that train you, even the ones who don't train you, you know. So, but yeah. And I can't believe how many people in the so called TI community who profess to be Christian, and they're so unmerciful and unforgiving, you know. But they expect for us to forgive perps, though. They expect us to have mercy and forgive perps, but they hypocritically will not forgive or have mercy on you, you know. But I was able to get thankfully I was not charged for lunch because it's my first day, you know. And it looks like, well, for Mardi Gras I don't have to work that day. I thought I did, but nah, I'm not scheduled to work that day, you know. But the young boy that was doing the dishwashing, he said that he said he don't see how I could do, the silverware job. But I'm sitting here feeling like, well, I'm glad I ain't doing like the dishwashing, you know. But I've done dishwashing before, you know, um, when I was working at Popeyes. I had to wash pots, and I mean not pots, but wash a lot of biscuit pans. I mean wash a lot of pans by hand, and using that Dawn dishwashing liquid, and then put it through some sanitizer, and you know, like my position at Popeyes was called a prep. My very first job, and the managers and the co-workers, they workplace mobbed, and the managers were the worst. And they workplace mobbed me off with the job, and that's a whole different video, you know. So, but I mean, I'm so sleepy right now. It's like I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Excuse me, my eye. I think I got some kind of I mean, I think eyelash got in my eye. Um, so I mean, I don't even know if me being on the streets and not being able to have a bath or a shower, you know, if that is gonna, you know, cause me to end up getting fired so soon or whatever, you know. But I've been feeling like too depressed to trim my nails or shave or anything, you know. But I got no choice but to as soon as possible to trim my nails. But I've been fighting for trying to fight for help ever since I think it was Monday or Tuesday. No, I think it was more like Monday. I was asking for help. But Tuesday I went to the restaurant and I went to eat lunch there after the situation with that other damn job. I mean, the other job opportunity. The one with the jeggings incident, that was a different job. But the restaurant job, if I would not have opened my mouth to ask for an opportunity, then I probably would have no job opportunity right now. I still would be considered unemployed. But um but I feel accomplished, and I feel good about myself that even though I really would prefer something entrepreneurial, I I feel accomplished. I don't feel like a nobody. I feel accomplished to finally, have a job opportunity where I can be productive and working. You know, but I mean, I don't even know if there's an opportunity, if I can get a second job, an additional job. Um, but until then, I'm still gonna be struggling, you know. And when I was in Pensacola, I had the job. And remember, I told you this job is part time. But when I was in Pensacola, that Seville Quarter job, it was $10 an hour, and it was $10 an hour and 40 hours a week, and we weren't allowed to work more than 40 hours a week. Excuse me. And then I had to sleep on the streets, and I had the homeless sleep spot. And it was right right around the time when the online perps, no, it wasn't online, it was in person perps, um lied on me and set me up to get wrongfully banned and trespassed from West Garden Street, where I was sleeping at for like almost 2 years. Excuse me, in Pensacola. And so after they after that female, she lied on me and had me wrongfully banned and trespassed. Um, you know, I had that sleep spot and slept most days. Excuse me, slept most days, by the sleep spot. And I was able to go, the Seville Quarter. Well, I'll say the YMCA was behind the Seville Quarter. And, I was able to go to the YMCA and take a shower right after work at the Seville Quarter. Like the next day, I was able to go. I'm sorry. Right after work, I would be able to go right behind Seville Quarter and go to the YMCA and take a shower. You know, and they gang stalked me. They workplace mobbed me at Seville Quarter, and they gang stalked me out of and lied on me at the YMCA. As I said, if I'm a woman, how would a man know everything, all of the activities that I'm doing in the shower and in the bathroom? For them to have security cameras, secret cameras in the bathroom, I thought that would be illegal. So, and then with me being homeless, Mr. Doug from the Seville Quarter, um, there were some other co-workers that were men, and I was the only female with the janitorial part, and they were you know they would they were homeless too, and they would have a backpack or a book bag, and the manager or owner or whatever, one of the co-owners, Mr. Doug Mitchell, he would get mad and yell at us or acting like he didn't want us to bring a backpack inside the he didn't want us to bring a backpack in the to work, to the job. So, and my storage unit was very far, and the buses ran very limited in Pensacola. They're not like New Orleans, you know. So And the buses didn't run on Sunday unless it was the military buses. So, but I mean, I don't even know how I'm gonna get through the next few days or the next week. And I mean, I don't even know if Saturday, if I gotta be on the streets. If yeah, Saturday is supposed to rain. It's like, how am I gonna be protected from getting wet? You know, it's really scary. But I was gonna say that when I was working with the Seville Quarter job, I thought I had enough confidence that I can get me an apartment or get my own place. Well, a place that was $700 um a month. Um, the landlords refused. They said that the SSI and Social Security check plus my work paychecks from the income from Seville Quarter, they said that that was still not enough to meet the criteria for 3.5 times the rent, or it wasn't enough to meet the criteria for to qualify to rent the apartment. And this was back in 2021, and that was full time, $10 an hour. But this is like part time, you know. As I said, I won't disclose the amount per hour or how many hours per week, because the online gang stalkers wanting to try to calculate and dissect when it's not their business. You know. So, and then, like, I think it was yesterday or the day before, the fake Darnell Williams perp, when he came to harass me, and he said, "You will not get any hotel room until Mardi Gras." And I'm like, this ain't even your business, and I don't even know you. I mean, satanic sick creeps trying to control somebody when they have no authority or right to do so. You know. So, I mean, I definitely don't have enough where I could afford, to have an income of, 3.5 times the rent, you know, with this job opportunity. And even with I guess if it was a job opportunity that's $15 an hour and 40 hours a week, I'm not even sure if that would be enough to for 3.5 times the rent somewhere. But I can't even live in apartments because of my hypersensitivity and the noise and gang stalking or whatever. You know, and I don't even know of a way to get any any autism help or support, or autism or Asperger's or whatever. you know I made attempts unsuccessfully trying to get help, you know but it's hard, and I've been overwhelmed with trying to keep up with everything. And now I don't have the money, but I figure that maybe by next month, I don't even know if I might have no choice but to try to get another storage unit. But I've been feeling like I don't even want to accumulate stuff or have any belongings because of me feeling devastated and upset about everything I lost back in October. If I would have known that that was gonna happen, but then that would have been an extra expense. An extra $130 or something per month if I would have kept that storage unit. But now, even necessities I've had to get rid of and throw away. You know, or other valuables that I couldn't even keep. And it's like everything I did trying to progress and better myself was done in vain. I thought that I accomplished something by getting off the streets and getting permanent housing and getting all my stuff out of the storage unit and sorting all that work I did, sorting and cleaning everything out. And then all that hard work that I did, working hard all day, working tirelessly to sort and you know, organize my belongings, only to have to end up throwing everything away. But if I didn't have to get rid of all that, you know, I definitely would have had black pants that would have been more suitable, more pairs of black pants, because I've had certain black pants that I've gotten from the thrift stores or whatever that was you know, back in like 2018 and 19 working those temp service jobs. So I still had some black pants, black socks, white blouse, a white button down shirt. Um and I didn't have the black shoes, but and I was just about to start the ticket to work program with Social Security and possibly getting a work from home job opportunity, or and everything just got messed up within less than 48 hours. I mean, that weekend I did not foresee that I was going to end up back homeless again. I wasn't even, that was far from my mind for me to not only end up homeless, but for me to end up having to just throw all my belongings away and hurry up and flee the apartment and, leave because my life was about to be taken. And the police and the housing agency, they encouraged that Whitney perp to have the freedom and a so-called right to murder me if she wanted to. and then the other ladies associated with her, bullying, harassing, and threatening me and attempting to put their hands on me and telling me not everybody's gonna spare you and everything like that. You know, excuse me. So I feel traumatized. I said after having multiple attempts at trying to get housing and all that, I'm never gonna try to get low income housing again. Um, Whether it be any other housing agency or Section 8, I'm not gonna try to do that anymore. And I'm feeling like very traumatized because they do this like just about everywhere I live permanently. Any permanent low income housing. So in the perps, they make sure that the target is forced low income. Um, you know, and then when I walked out of the job today at work, right after I clocked out and was ready to go home, there was a perp in a what looked like a brown 2014 looking or 2012 model of Ford Explorer. And the very moment I walked out of the building, they were sitting there parked next to a red car. And the moment I walked out of the building, they pulled off like they were waiting for me, and they pulled off like the very second that I walked out of the building. And then there was a white truck earlier today that tried to hit me. Like after I was just having a conversation with somebody on in my comments on one of my YouTube videos earlier today, and then after I went to work, after I went to walk on my way to work, there was a perp with a white truck and black tinted windows that tried to that deliberately tried to hit me. That tried to hit me on purpose and made it like as if I was in their way or something. And he was trying to park somewhere, but it seemed like the gang stalking is kind of heavy. You know, the gang stalking intensified once I now have a job opportunity. Like as if they're mad that I have a job and don't want me with one. But and like with the Avis job, the co-workers were extremely nice and went out of their way to help me. And that Gary guy, a black guy named Gary, um, he was the one who was supposed to train me, you know, and he acting like as if he loved and welcomed me that first day, and then the next day he workplace mobbed and treated me a certain way where the second day I got frustrated and had a an outburst or a meltdown and you know was on the verge of wanting to quit, you know and then around that time there was another job I was trying to get at that Alsco place with the temp service, and they workplace mobbed me off the job within the first few hours. I couldn't even get one day, and I could have been working two jobs. But it was hectic because of the idea of having to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and take an Uber. And hard to get an Uber even in Pensacola at that time of morning. And then be at work by 4 o'clock in the morning. And then end up being workplace mobbed. And then gang stalked extremely heavy. You know. So, you know. But I mean, yeah, I still think I got the eyelash kind of stuck in my eye. And I mean, I'm sorry if I sound repetitive, talking about that my anxiety is really high, you know, but me being scared of being back on the streets and more like in the middle of nowhere with nowhere to go, no privacy, and to be cold or being attacked by mosquitoes. Oh yeah, and at work today, the all day I was being attacked by I mean gnats and mosquitoes. Excuse me. I can't believe you know it's like I prefer the job that I have rather than dishwashing. But yeah, I'm really what makes it harder is I don't have things the same way like when I was in Pensacola. Um, when I was in Pensacola, the I was able to have certain sleep spots. And then it's like they gang stalked me off of every sleep spot to the point where I have no more sleep spots in Pensacola. Excuse me. And so I don't even know how the fake Darnell Williams perp is able to when targeted individuals, they post up the license plate of the gang stalkers with one headlight or whatever. I don't even know how he was able to find out the exact vehicle or what kind of vehicle or match the license plate with the actual vehicle. I don't know how he's able to have this so-called fake power and fake authority to do this. You know, but I don't see how the perps can continue to you know commit everything illegal online and yet hypocritically falsely accusing me of doing XYZ illegal and breaking the law. Or having bad behavior. And the fact that y'all bullying somebody that's special needs and disabled. Somebody that is disabled. you know. So from the looks of it, I would be shocked if I woke up, tomorrow morning with the adequate help. But if not, then it looks like I'm gonna have a lot to throw away because I can't take it with me. And certain jobs won't even allow you to have a big backpack or a book bag or anything like that. And then it would be hard to keep my uniform neat or wrinkle free or clean or whatever. So I'm gonna try to go to bed while I got the opportunity, and you're probably not gonna see this video until tomorrow morning. It is now 10:41 p.m. Central Time where I'm at. So people donated. People will donate to you know a narcissistic vigilante murderer, that Daniel Penny guy behind Jordan Neely, and falsely glorify him as a hero. And y'all got the money to donate to something like that, and people were donating to a GoFundMe with that Darrell Brooks guy that ran over all those people at that Thanksgiving parade. But I'm sitting here innocent and falsely accused, and y'all's gonna sadistically force and make me to suffer out on the streets. And I forgot to mention, they had this couple when I went on my lunch break, and they were trying to find a way to pay for their food or get their ticket for the food. It was a interracial couple, a black guy and white female. And the black guy threw up double of the 666 satanic hand signs at me. And then I saw a few other perps, dining in and eating, you know, excuse me. And it looks like earlier somebody had vomited. Um, somebody vomited in the bathroom and got it like on the floor in the toilet. But you know, that was my first doggone date, you know. But I mean, for me to be in this situation and getting hardly any help, um, you know, it's very hard for me to try to not give up or not get frustrated. But they have popular fake bloggers, that have houses and cars and full-time jobs. And y'all, I mean, full-time job, a 9 to 5, and then they come as a side hustle, and gossip about celebrities, and nobody called them a scam or a fraud for they don't even ask, they demand, donations, to their Cash App, GoFundMe, Venmo, Zelle, Apple Pay, or whatever. So I'm gonna get off here now, and thanks for listening to me. And I mean, I'm documenting and letting y'all know what's going on. I mean, I really need help. I really need, help with $450 with before tomorrow morning, before I have to check out, or else I have to be out on the streets. And people do not care. And all they want to talk about is somebody burning their bridges when, you know, when I don't even want to be like disrespected by somebody that's bossy and narcissistic and controlling. But I'm going to go for now. Thanks for listening to me.